Hello, I'd like to introduce myself. My name's Steve Crapnell and I'm your daughter's teacher in Year 10 Maths this year. In this class this year we're trying to adapt a different method of teaching from the traditional method. The traditional method would be, your daughter's in the classroom, I stand at the front here and they sit there and I teach everything that we need to teach, and then they go home and they try some work. And that's traditionally where they'll sit at home and they'll struggle with the lesson maybe. So what we're doing a little bit different this year is we're going to use a series of micro videos to prepare or get the students at home. At home, we're going to ask the students to watch a little micro video, 5 minutes on what's coming up in the next lesson. So they watch the video, they take some notes, and they try 1 or 2 questions based on the video. So that's what we're doing. We're in a sense flipping. So when they come back into my classroom the next day, okay, it's more about me getting off here and around and lending a hand. It also lets you see what they're doing. So when they come home, you can have a little look at the video if you haven't done your maths for a little while and you want to give your daughter a hand. You get a little look at the video and give them a hand, even if they explain. Now, there's a few things that I think will benefit from this. One thing, this will increase hopefully my interaction with your daughter in the classroom. I'll get round and we'll be able to talk a little bit more. They'll be doing more maths and I'll be there to be able to assist them. The second thing is I want to try and remove homework anxiety, where they get home and they sit there and they're just looking at it going, I don't know what to do next. So hopefully this flipping of the classroom will reduce that. The other point is all students learn at different rates. So this pause rewind button on the video, they can pause it, they can rewind it, they can have another look at it as many times as they like. Okay, but it's got to be interactive. It can't just be passive. They can't just put the headphones on and watch the video and say they've done it. Okay, we do need to be aware of that. So that's what we're going to try and do this year. I've got a little coming up after this is a little insight into our OneNote, which is the platform that supports everything we do here. But in saying everything we're talking about here, just remember, learning anything is still hard. Okay, they need to make application, they need to practice, they need to repeat that practice, they need to be prepared to ask questions. Always ask questions. If you don't know the answer, ask the question. So have a quick look at the OneNote, the way we've got it set out, and don't be afraid to ask your daughter to show you her OneNote. Have a look through her OneNote with her and see what she's actually doing. Cheers.
Supporting what we're doing in class is our class OneNote, and that basically is the repository or the platform that supports all the learning material and all the flip learning, flip lessons and mastery sheets that we do. To give you a quick tour of it, this is our welcome page. On that we've got our calendar for the semester, assessment dates and units that we're covering. In our collaboration space we've got our homework, so the students should be able to see each night what their homework was, what we're supposed to or required to do. You'll see here every so often, that's the flip lesson, FL4, flip learning on solving equations. And I actually say to the girls where to complete that. So that's their record there. In the content library is everything that they need for each of the topics. Here's our Unit 1 on algebra that we're currently doing. You'll see we've got a course outline, what the girls are expected to complete. I give them a copy of this. I ask them if they could tick through what they've done to make sure they know what they're covering. And on the left-hand side here, that's the teaching PowerPoint that I use, our video channel with all our videos on what we're doing. We use online programs to help us practice our algebra a little bit more. Lesson boards, that's what I'll teach on. And there's all our worksheets and the required worksheet solutions. So there's additional work as well. If some of the girls are moving very, very well and they are moving ahead of the class, I've got other sheets in there that they can work through as well. Now, to give you an example of what we're looking at, if I take a made-up student, if you like, I've got the sections across the top here. That's the class notes. That's where the students can I'll put all the worksheets and they can work within OneNote using the digital link. That's their class notes. Mastery sheets and set activities, you'll see the style here. If we look at the last couple here, with a flip lesson there, the requirement for them is watch the short micro video, take notes, make any questions you still have about the video, and underneath there are just 2 or 3 questions that I asked them to practice that are based directly on the video. Okay, and that gives me, when I have a review of the student work, I can have a quick look at what they've done and how well they've done with it. It does make it a little bit easier to start the lesson when the students have done it. The second thing that I've included in their sheets as well, part of their workbooks, is in their admin section, class notes, admin. Because this is a new process for them, I've given them a set of guidelines how and when to participate within the flipped classroom idea. So they will go through that in class. We'll talk about how we're using it, how we're working with it, and it's a little bit different for them, so we'll give them time to develop with it.
So thank you for having a look at the video, and it gives you a little bit of an idea of what we're doing in the classroom. Just a few key things. Support your daughter by encouraging her to just keep trying. Watch the video, rewind, ask questions. This is it. Ask questions. Okay. Now I understand different students, different personalities. Email it, ask in class, catch me after class, come and have a look, chat to me at lunchtime. But you know, if we can stitch in time saves 9, we can do this. We're a long way to making sure we have a nice, smooth Year 10 maths class. But thank you again.